Is that the noise you're talking about?
Yep. So this would be your chance, because you have a spirit that you're somewhat aware of, to ask questions and see if you can name or an identity of who this person is. So the top hat and all that. What year was this house built?
You don't know. We paid Andrew. I'll find out. I'll find out.
Put this on the bed, please.
Double N, you said? Double N, you said?
So do you know any history of the house? Like, who would
History of the
have
house.
The Stocktons.
the original owner was Stockton?
Yes, the Stockton family farm. Then we would have had all the New Jersey governors who have summered here up until 1904.
Oh,
You know, one.
well,
All right, that's a start. Can you make some more? They like you, I guess. You're standing right there. Can you make more of them light up?
Yeah.
I mean, Teddy Roosevelt was on these grounds, but who knows if he came through the house.
I'm a descendant of Teddy Roosevelt.
we have a Teddy Roosevelt teddy bear, the Strauss.
Yeah, actually given by.
Teddy Roosevelt.
Is there a bigger room we could maybe a little
Spread it
cram?
out,
Maybe we
yeah.
could spread it out. We can drape this in a little higher up. That way they're not having to.
Well, the one time the TV thing in the, I don't even think I ever told anybody. Yeah, let's do it in the living room. I was folding linens. I was like taking them out of the washer and dryer, and those are in the kitchen, and I was bringing them into the living room and folding them in the living room, and then I went back to the kitchen. When I came back into the living room, the TV was on, and I would have I did not notice. I noticed as soon as I came in that it was on, and I think I would have noticed it. So maybe there.
There's a lot of people here just waiting.
Were you here during the fire? Were you here during the fire?
You got one over there. Well, maybe they just maybe we got some EVPs later on when you review it. You never know. It's like we were saying before. It's very hard to come into an investigation at a new location cold and just be like, bam, here's a bunch of questions, here's equipment. Like at the museum, we do them all the time. So we just start investigating. Even some of those, we don't get anything. That's the thing. It's like we're not psychic. We can't just make something happen. You know, we might end up having something on the recorders, in which case we'll send it to you, or you know, and you record. Yeah. So so hopefully, if we do get something, it'll be on both devices, which would be, you know, even cooler. But I mean, a couple lights going off, that might have been something, maybe not, but still, I mean, it's really cool. Thanks for letting us do this.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, this was like, the morgue was over there, but then I think there's like pictures of what? This was like all like bedding and stuff, like for like soldiers, wasn't it?
So, but in this house?
No, I'm just saying the whole base.
Oh yeah,
Like the hospital.
Well, the entire campus was the encampment, so you'd have, you know, a few thousand
Well, a
soldiers.
lot of
here.
the Morrow Castle dead were brought here.
That's what you're talking. Oh, that's what you're talking about. But that's gonna be on
Is
the
that
other
still,
side of base.
able to get into?
Yeah,
or-
it's literally just like a storage building now. But yeah, that's the other one that I want to bring you to.
Yeah, let's go now then.
Put up to drive there.
So we're on our way to the morgue that the victims of the Morrow Castle, which was a pretty terrible tragedy at sea. It was what, off Deal Beach or Asbury?
Oh, Asbury was by
There's,
the convention center.
Not too familiar with it, other than that it was a tremendous tragedy. The ship caught fire. A lot of people died. The ship was visible from the beach. People were stealing souvenirs, I think. They were swimming out to the boat while people were burning to death. They were stealing stuff, and a lot of the victims were brought here to the morgue. We're following in a caravan here. We don't have our spirit box. The battery was dead. This investigation came from like nowhere. I was just doing a lecture, and they were like, oh, you want to see some of the places where people see ghosts or hear things? So I'm like, yeah. So I called Patty and Patrick. We brought everything, or they brought everything they could, and even with no spirit box, we're still trying with some of our EMF detectors and just trying to enjoy the experience. And I guess this is it here.
This building right here.
The old morgue. What will we find? Do you know how many victims were brought here?
No, I just saw like a quick article because they were brought to other places, but they were all dead.
Hundreds.
Well, like 100 people. Okay. Several buildings were. The buildings are gone now, but they were over here in this area that's open. Okay. They were a base theater, a base PX, buildings like that, but they used them all for. See, the units that were here happen to have some undertakers as National Guard members, part-timers, you know? So they set up these makeshift morgues in existing buildings and received the dead from the Morrow Castle.
This is almost like a Fort Hancock type area with different buildings.
Yes, well, there were buildings that there's easily a dozen large buildings that aren't here anymore. Right. A large Victorian building down this way with that was you would call it the bachelor officers' quarters. It was rooms, was like a big rooming house.
Okay.
And then there was the Rifle Association headquarters, which was another big building. The National Rifle Association had their national matches here for about 20 years in the 1880s.
Okay.
And they used to shoot 1,000 yards from the house where we were down to the beach. And but the Morrow Castle dead were all in buildings that are here where this parking lot and motor pool are.
Wow.
They,
Incredible to try to visualize.
those buildings were built around World War I, and then they were torn down, I'm guessing, around 1970. I can remember when they were here.
Okay. Now, have you had any experiences on this base? Any paranormal experiences?
Personally, no.
Okay.
But there's an armory in West Orange that has been known to have some sightings.
Okay.
One sighting is seen several times. Is a polo match that they used to conduct inside.
Right.
That's how big the building is. And then another sighting is the unit lined up on horseback in military formation inside there
Wow.
with bugle calls and stuff.
Morrow Castle was the cruise liner that went on fire in the sea.
Yes, it burned right offshore here.
Okay, we're in a garage that used to be a morgue, but there was a building here that was,
3 or 4 buildings.
okay,
With
Okay.
10 buildings that are gone.
okay. So this isn't the actual building,
But it was here.
but the building was here.
People have seen that light swinging.
That's interesting because obviously it's so high up.
2 people told me.
Touch it. So
So we-
that light in particular?
Just that light.
We really would like to know if you're here with us,
You could start by swinging that light for us. That'd be nice.
or make a noise. Nothing, and all of a sudden,
Can you
nothing, and all of a sudden, and we'll talk to you. And we'll talk to you.
Think we'd be doing anything. If you ever
Are you?
think we'd be doing anything Are you? Well, maybe they just. Well, maybe they just.
There's a lot of people. There's a lot of people.
Making noise. Making noise. Like this was so nice. Like it was just like here's it. So they said when we come back, we can do the museum, and then there's 3 different houses, the one we were in and 2 more, and each one of them has had some kind of paranormal experience.
Come
So
at night.
yeah, that's it. We'll do like
a little better ambiance.
So that's going to do it for this. We'll call this the National Guard Museum Part 1, because we will be back in November for a more in-depth investigation. We want to thank Staff Sergeant Andrew Walker and the rest of the crew. I didn't get any of their names, but the rest of the crew for not only just allowing the lecture, but allowing the investigation, taking us around to these buildings. And we are going to be setting something up next month. So stay tuned here on Ghosts on the Coast. Thank you for watching.